It's not even the
Was
thumbnail.
not expecting that. Was not expecting that.
It's not even the thumbnail. The thumbnail is in fact more boring than this image.
This is a timeless thumbnail, Manny. This could be timeless.
I tell you what's even better. Oh yeah, the most boring man in this group has been blocked out too.
Wait, I think he's ahead of Mike Bennett, Manny. He's ahead of Mike Bennett for the simple fact Mike Bennett does not have Maria with him, and he has a giraffe. That instantly make it more interesting.
At one point, they all had the giraffe.
Manny, hold on. I believe production. We did not get this thumbnail the first time. I believe we have to do it again because TBS has given us audio issues.
TBS keeps fucking up.
No, hold on. I'm not blaming TBS.
I'm blaming TBS because Fight TV, the international feed, is perfect.
Yeah, but you got at this point, I'm blaming all parties, both TBS and Turner and Warner Discovery and AEW, because it keeps happening only to them. Only to them. That's my argument. It only
happens to America, so blame them.
No, it only happens to Dynamite. It only happens to Dynamite. Never in the MLB playoffs or in the NBA games or any college football game do they get audio issues. I'm just saying. And if I'm TBS, I immediately go to Tony Khan and they talk about these issues, and I'm like, "What the fuck? You call me out on TV? The fuck you think you are? Your contract, motherfucker! How dare you?" I believe it's supposed to be where is Dub? Where is Dub?
Where? Welcome everyone to
the that's a new lifestyle.
To the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I am, of course, Lord Manny Hayes, and he is
Marcus the grand finale. Wah, wah. Where are my graphics? Why is there no budget for my graphics? No! The man has CG confetti. They don't know what to do. Oh, he's on the acid trip. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. He gets laser pyro confetti. I'm sitting here with nothing. I'm here in nothing but a podcast sweater. This is nonsense.
I didn't even. Do you know what? I was so excited about my new graphics that I didn't even notice the podcast.
I love you, podcast sweaters. Me and you, just me and you, without confetti and lasers. I guess a thumbs down emoji that follows everybody. I guess I don't know what that was for.
I mean, if I do double thumbs down, it starts raining.
What a wicked power to have, Manny. Why would you ever go like that? And why would it mean rain? Why would it mean rain? Yeah, but what thumbs down means rain? Hellfire and brimstone!
Because I'm really unhappy with you.
So what in the store? They need to add this to weathermen or weather people out there on TV. It's going to rain.
If there is news out there and you're in the chat, just leave it in the chat because we do not know any of the news that came out today.
No, I think there's still attendance talk about Wembley, which is old news. It's just who cares? Who cares? Meltzer, Khan, WrestleNomics, everybody out there, who cares? It happened. It's over. Whether it was 100,000 or 70,000, seems like a success to me.
Sammy Guevara's got a concussion, and that's most of the news.
Yeah,
is there news? No, yeah. I don't think there is anymore.
Yeah, we're going to be a more Atomy show this week, and by Atomy I mean edgy. I'm just going to replace the term edge with Adam from now on, or Adam.
Adam.
All right, how many weeks, man, before we get the return of, or not the return, but the Adam Copeland, Adam Hangman Page, and Adam Cole in the ring at the same time. And then doing a Spider-Man point. And then Roddy going, Adam! And then both of them turned around. When we getting that?
When Adam Cole can actually stand, I'm guessing.
You ready to jump into this week's show?
Yeah, let's just jump into AEW Dynamite, which kicks off with Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho hyping up the 4-year anniversary of Dynamite. Has it been 4 years already?
It's been 4 years. 4 years, and so much has happened. I feel like this is the most storied 4 years of any company ever. Expanding, like they lived the WCW cycle, they lived the TNA cycle, they lived the WWE cycle, and right now, I guess we're in the cycle of peace. I don't know, we're in peace times, but they have had wars and battles in these 4 years.
The war's still going on. The war's still going on. They're not happy about losing Jade. They're not happy about losing Cody.
But they're happy about gaining Edge. I'm not saying the war between WWE and AEW is going. I'm talking about the war within the locker room. The civil wars. I'm not talking about the war with WWE. That's ongoing. We know that from Tuesday. Like that war is just beginning. Or it's never ending. Where Triple H took it personal that he lost that war originally and decided to add it's like, oh yeah? If I ever go to war with you again, I'll tell you this, Tony. I'm using all my guns. All but Seth Rollins.
Edge, I'm not calling him Adam. Edge says he's happy to be there and can't wait to be there for the 8th and 12th year anniversary. Kenny Omega says Sunday he had him on the edge of his seat.
First one to say the name. I thought it was weird to start the show with this backstage. Let's start the show and immediately go to Renee, Kenny, and Jericho.
Yeah, it seemed weak.
And then Edge stood out like I would, have someone come to the ring like a normal Dynamite. Normally, someone comes to the ring that either have a match or they're going to talk some shit.
Well, they did have a match. It was Nick Jackson versus Rey Fenix. The match was really good. They said this was either Nick Jackson's 4th or 5th singles match in AEW. I think the last one I remember seeing was against Phoenix.
They're all against Phoenix. Ever think about every Young Bucks match? It's against the Lucha Bros. Every single match. I swear we come back to this every once a month. It's Lucha Bros and the Bucks in some iteration whatsoever. They always happen. Solid match. Nick's balding. Nice moonsault dives. They almost killed each other a few times with missed spots, but they got through it. But I believe no one, and Manny, I believe this. No one believed Nick Jackson was winning this title, right?
No, not till they announced Phoenix versus Mox next week. So
yeah, then it's over. Now it's over. You held my belt long enough. All right, it's over.
So this segment, Roddy gets Adam Cole some wheels.
Hold on, Benny. I will review this segment the way I saw this segment originally.
I mean, I saw it perfectly on Fight TV. Roddy's emergency was that he needed Adam to move some furniture. Adam says he needs surgery. Why can't the Kingdom do it? Apparently, they don't know anything about interior design. And Adam Cole is all about the feng shui.
Still muted. So I'm going to give this the TBS review, Manny. One, I saw it with no sound, and it seemed like I was on some acid trip watching men's rub giraffes, people run around circles in their kitchen, with wheelchairs and carts and whatnot. And I was like, oh, they need to really fix this audio problem. For them to go, oh, you guys didn't hear that segment or the latest segment, whatnot, we're going to replay it, made me sick. Because when
I watched it, I was like, why are they playing this again? It was perfectly fine on my feed.
Yeah, Excalibur, apologize, guys, for, TBS fucked it all up for everybody. And I'm like, it can't do it. It can't be TBS fault every week. It's both of you guys. I don't know how this works, but both of you guys are fucking up. Because the audio I heard felt like we heard from only in-ring audio. and not the broadcast. I don't know what's going on with this. And then when they replayed it, I was like, I don't think that was worth replaying. It wasn't. It wasn't. I feel like all they added was silly music.
After
like I got the gist of it.
After moving furniture, Roddy still needs Adam's help. We get Griff Garrison versus a returning Wardlow who hasn't been on TV since June.
Yeah, because creative had nothing for him. But Manny, I will also argue this. I think creative still has nothing for him.
Well, I read that he was being punished for actually losing, having his car broken into.
Oh, it was both of them. Yeah, it was both. I don't understand why they brought him back, and I'm going to be honest. Not to disparage his comeback on Wardlow, but when he came back, I thought it felt kind of flat. Like I didn't recognize the music. And I was like, what the fuck? And then Wardlow walked out, and I was like, oh shit, I haven't seen him in a minute. Kills Griff Garrison, goes with the power bombs. The crowd has forgotten that was his signature.
I like wrestling lore. He only did 5 because 6 could make you lose your smile.
And then he ran off into the crowd and then to the normal exit through the
ran
crowd.
Off, Marcus.
He
ran off. He glided. He wanted. I can't even think of a fancy word. He sauntered. He sauntered through the crowd.
I thought Wardlow looked chunky, and I thought that he didn't look like he was happy to be back, and I think the crowd was confused on why he was back as well. I was a little confused that we didn't get an interview or him yelling or anything later. He just kind of came out there and ran away. He was like, oh, okay. And then, I had to even sink in that, oh, Griff Garrison is back on TV. I didn't even get time to take that in.
If you had that thought, I had the exact same thought when Kip Sabian came out there with the Butcher and Blade versus the Acclaim. The Acclaim win the match. The match was kind of just there, but I was just like, Kip Sabian, where did he dig this man out from?
Yeah, I'm gonna also say Caster's rap was the worst rap he's ever done, and I hope I think it's time to stop if these are the rhymes you're coming with. But then again, what do you have to work with? The Butcher and the Blade and Kip Sabian are all beat up. Beat up. They ain't never won nothing. They still have Penelope Ford out there. I guess she hasn't done nothing in years. The Blade has changed his look. I think he grew out facial hair, or he cut his facial hair, and I couldn't tell because I don't remember the last time I seen the Blade. The Butcher looked great as always.
Then we get the vignette of Toni Storm, Portrait of a Star. I mean, this was just excellent. She timeless,
brilliant,
timeless.
I want to say this: whoever's in charge, and I believe it's or not who's in charge, whoever came up with all of this, all of it from the beginning of this version of Toni Storm, timeless Toni Storm, deserves applause for coming up with probably the gimmick of the year. The gimmick of the year.
Then we get the Bang Bang Club. They come out. They say MJF was the one that took out Jay last week and call him out. MJF called Juice Robinson the talentless taint, which, I mean, is correct. MJF lists all the evil things he has done in the last 4 years of Dynamite. Says he is open and honest about them, as he knows for a fact he didn't attack their boy Jay White. He suggests a street fight tonight, and the boys run away. It was just a lure, a ruse.
A clever rules, man.
Jay White attacks from behind, then steals the title. Jay White doesn't believe MJF because they know the real MJF is a pathetic, dirty liar, a slimy, gutless coward. AEW needs a champion that is elite, and MJF, you are not him. Tells him to prove him wrong at Full Gear. MJF accepts. We go to the back. Max Caster massages MJF, which MJF reacts and says it's weird. Reacts to the weird letters and tweets he's been leaving him. He tries to ring Adam because he can't do this alone, but it goes to voicemail.
You're taking it a lot, Betty. I'm gonna work myself backwards. I don't know what's going on with Caster and MJF or what's this about tweets. I don't do the Twitter. I'm not on the Twitter. I'm not following them, either one. So I don't know what's going on with this. It just came off as just weird. Like, why is this even on the show? With that being said, MJF, Jay White, and the Bullet Club Gold or the Bang Bang Club, whatever they want to go by, he could have hit him earlier with that chair. I'm just saying. He didn't have to wait till they walked to the ring. The original plan was to hit him and kick his ass. He could have easily walked behind when MJF was doing the dual chant, the biggest dual chant I've seen, but not the dual chant I've seen within the last month at all. I don't even know why he attempted to do that in Stockton. It was fine, but it was like, The Rock had a sellout crowd of whatever amount of people in Colorado. Just seemed a lot more hyped, but a lot more censored.
For me, the fact that MJF wasn't able to talk directly to Jay White this week, I think kind of saved the fact that Jay White may have been murdered last week on the mic. So I think this adds to the story. I think hopefully because they've started this early, the build runs smoothly because Full Gear is in November. So
I'm glad. I'm glad we have build for, and this is for both sides. This is both sides argument that there's more than 2 weeks or a week out before we start building to
before you throw a match on the card.
Yeah, like we're gonna have build. Like we started last week with Jay White. There was the attacking of whatever if he did or not, and then they talked about having a match at Full Gear, which isn't until November. Which, you know what? Good for them. Good for everybody to start booking this way, to know what we're getting at the pay-per-view instead of giving us a random match at the end. This is a nice little story. It's giving Jay White some cred finally. He's on Dynamite instead of just Collision. And I thought it was fantastic. And I like to think that we get our annual or dual annual belt stealing of the year. There's always one. There's always 1 or 2 in a year, and this is the one so far of the year.
Levi says, is Christian the best thing going in wrestling right now? He's up there, but for me, it's the stupid things of. For me, it's Tony Storm. It's fresh. Christian been doing Christian for years.
No, he ain't never been at this level. This is Christian on a whole other level, Manny. This is you know how there was the big dog Roman Reigns, and hopefully I'll say what's going. There was the big dog Roman Reigns, and you go like, oh, this is what we're getting, huh? I feel like Christian's been in that state of like, this is what it is for a sec, and then finally he's leveled up to Tribal Chief Christian, where he's at a completely different level of mic skills. And Christian was already great on mic skills and being a good wrestler, but this whole turtleneck, evil, talking about your dad, your moms, your uncles, whatever, and telling, and I know I'm jumping ahead, walking up to Adam, Copeland, Edge, and going, fuck off, you're not ruining my run.
Go fuck yourself is what he said.
Yeah, one of them. It was censored, so I'm not sure. But I knew it was one of them. It was fuck off or go fuck yourself. And I was 100% behind him with saying that. And I think if Edge thinks he's going to go up against Christian with all Christian's power, and I know, again, we're jumping ahead, Edge is going to get booed. There is no way. If they're saying they set up a match at Full Gear between Edge and Christian, at Full Gear, there's no way I'm cheering for Edge. I'm sorry. Where are we? I jumped.
Why are you typing in all capitals?
Because he capping, Manny. He capping.
Don Callis says Sammy Guevara is not cleared and Kyle Fletcher will step in. So we get Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho versus Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. Strike.
This is the second strike for me. I didn't count the audio issues as one. I forgot to do it. It's the second strike. And you know why? You want to know why, Manny? At the start of the show, they advertise matches. They advertised Omega and Jericho versus Takeshita and Sammy Guevara. Advertised. Started the show, right? They knew that was a lie, and they put that up there because they go earlier tonight with Don Callis and Takeshita, where they say Sammy's not competing. They could have easily started the show with Sammy's not competing, but decided to lie to me to start the show. They knew damn well Sammy wasn't going to be on this show due to a concussion.
Kenny picks up the win as Jericho hits a codebreaker into a one-wing angel. Powerhouse Hobbs attacks after the match, takes out both Kenny and Jericho. They pathetically tape Kenny Omega to the top rope. And Don Callis hits Kenny Omega clean in the head with a chair.
So much to talk about on this. One, Manny, what number faction is Powerhouse? If he's entered the Don Callis family, how many factions have Hobbs has been in since in the 3-4 year run of AEW?
Taz, he did his own thing with Ricky Starks when they broke away from Taz.
You count that as a faction?
I'm counting it.
You count the separation.
I'm counting that. Who else was he with? QT Marshall. I think this would be his fourth.
Well, if you're adding, like, I guess Eric said 4. I'm going with 3. But if you're adding the Ricky Starks break off, the tag team, then it will be considered 4. But I don't know if that's even a thing. I don't know if you count that one. I'm Team Taz business. But yeah, Team Taz, QT Marshall, this one.
The Don Callis family.
The Don Callis family. So he has entered his third faction within 4 years of existing in AEW. And I think it's just 3 years for him. He's like the equivalent of the NBA players that just always jump from team to team at this point.
Yeah, journeyman. He's a journeyman.
Yeah, journeyman. Just joining every faction. I believe it's him and Brian Cage that have jumped to more factions, I think. About the same amount, the same path.
I think Brian Cage is about the same amount.
Yeah, because Brian Cage has the Moguls, Team Taz. And then I don't know, maybe something else.
The Embassy.
Well, it's the Mogul Embassy. Do you count that as 2 now they merge?
Yeah, you count the mergers as a separate one because Swerve won in it at the beginning.
Yeah. So anyway, Kenny attempted to fight his first black man. I don't know if that's true or not. I just like saying that. Didn't go so well.
I'm pretty sure he fought Shorty Lee Johnson at one point.
I'm sure he fought Shorty Lee Johnson, maybe a Lee Moriarty here and there. And I'm definitely sure he fought
Lethal.
Scorpio Sky. I'm pretty sure that happened.
I'm sure he had Lethal as well at some point.
Maybe as well too. So black people are coming back for revenge is Hobbs' gimmick now. As they failed to do the duct tape. That's my main takeaway. Yes, I can talk about the chair shot to the head. It
was a duct tape.
The duct tape was so sad. Like, I don't know why in AEW they have this issue of tying people to ropes. I remember when Adam was stuck at the bottom because they weirdly tied him to the bottom rope with the thing in between there. Now we get this duct tape incident where the duct tape is not sticking. Don't know where they got this duct tape.
Why did they just do the thing where you tie yourself up within the ropes? They could have just done that. Solutions, man.
I know. With the duct tape, it failed on one end. Then Kakeska comes over or Hobbs and want to grab the hand like we're just gonna hold the arm to make it look good. And then you see Kenny rips it by accident. Again, Kakeska grabs the hand, and then they do the open chair shot. I was laughing my ass off on the failures of the duct tape because I've never seen worse duct tape in my life.
The worst part about the duct tape is you can't just do like 2 rolls. You can't just do 2 turnarounds. You've got to go around about 12 times before it to start to take effect.
Yes. Never again. I can see them pivoting to duct tape because they were like, the handcuffs didn't work so well for us last time. Let's try duct tape. And then this was like, oh no, one day. And then your simple solution now, just tie yourself up in a rope. Pull a Andre the Giant and just get strapped there. But hilarious, nonetheless.
Samoa Joe talked about being hungry and eating. That's all I got from that promo.
Since we do that, Kyle Fletcher looked good in the match as well. So it was a solid match, Yeah, Kyle Fletcher looked good.
Sky Blue versus Tony Storm. Tony Storm wasn't wearing any knee pads. Did you have any problem with that?
Never.
Sexist. Tony Storm
you
said,
got that right, I am, man. You know what the show is.
Did you get the audio of Tony Storm saying on the outside, it's time for a titty slap?
Yeah, because right before they were because they were, I think they meant to go to commercial. Because she was like, because she did the spot of, she was like, now it's time for a commercial break. And then they didn't cut away. And then she immediately goes, time for a titty slap. I go, yeah. I immediately laughed before they cut the picture-in-picture. Like, what the fuck a titty slap? But Sky Blue gets her ass whooped, basically, again.
The match was good, though. The match, for what they don't give any time to women's matches, they gave some time to this, and it was actually pretty good.
I feel like all the women's time in matches were sucked up by NXT somehow. I don't know how Sean has got all the time for all the women. But Raw, SmackDown, and Dynamite, and Collision, and Rampage, I got about 5 minutes each. That's what you get for probably combined time. And mostly all you can remember is Tony Storm.
They need to stop hiding Stokely Hathaway on Ring of Honor because he appears on Dynamite to announce a 4-way for the number 1 contendership for Eddie Kingston's Ring of Honor title. Eddie will be. He also says Eddie will also be there on doing commentary. He states we need a champion that smells like Tom Ford, not Burger King and Newports, which ended up trending after he said that.
But it's so brilliant because that was the perfect description. You look at Eddie Kingston, you immediately see, yep, connoisseur of Burger King, and yep, that man smells like Newports. And the second, that man's gonna ask me for change. You got me spell change, sir. I'll give you the title shot at the New Japan Strong title if you do. But I imagine that's what Eddie Kingston smelled like, and that was the most done on. That was probably the best promo on the show, to be honest. And it was or best line. Tony probably has the best promo. I don't know. It was good character work on the show.
Yeah. Edge comes out, says the reason he came to AEW, the AEW Championship would look good around his waist alongside fresh matches for him. He lists some names: Mox, Omega, Miro, Hobbs, Jay White, Juice Robinson. I don't know why he put Juice Robinson in that list. The main reason he came, he spoke to his family. What should he do? His daughter said he should go have fun with Uncle Jay. He tells Christian he did what he did at Wrestle Dream because he stood over Sting about to give him a concerto. We learned that Christian decided to go get his hair cut like him. And then I lost respect for Edge even more. He had his hair cut like Lex Luger.
I'm trying to think what was the Lex like. What is it? It's just his long hair going down, right? It's just curly, maybe. I don't know.
No, it's just a big ball of hair.
Yeah, like what kind of cut is that? I don't even think that's a haircut.
It's 2023's Karen.
Yeah, the updated Karen.
Can I speak to the manager cut?
It's a Brian Pillman Jr. is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What did he say? He also did say that Luchasaurus and the boy are going to drop him like a bad habit when they taken all the information from his brain. Says it's time for the first time properly to team, for them to team up again and face FTR and the Young Bucks to show the world why they are one of the best tag teams of all time. Christian tells him to go fuck himself.
Yeah, like what offer is this? At this moment, Edge realized I shouldn't take advice from my daughters. We shouldn't make business decisions together because it's a horrible mistake. I took less money. I like thinking I'm saying I took less money. I did everything just to hang out with Uncle Jay, but Uncle Jay is on some bullshit right now. This is not a good time. It's not a good time to hang around Jay. I enjoyed the segment. I thought it was fine. I think it's the segment, not because of Edge, because of Christian, just his mannerism and the whole simple of just go fuck yourself and just walking up to the ramp. And so this is what you gotta deal with. You gotta deal with a dinosaur. Also, my main gripe with the show is just a minor thing. We didn't hear from Nick Wayne at all. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, we got this turn.
You got
and
the
it's
turn.
already forgotten in 3 days.
Yeah, you don't understand why he turned. I think that's the only. I think that might be the one loose end that they didn't really cover off from Wrestle Dream.
There was no follow up on Wrestle Dream at all. I feel like on the show, other than Edge was on the show, right?
Well, they had that Bryan Danielson thing, almost like it was not over. Like him and thing is not over.
Yeah, but did they show anything on Dynamite about it?
Yeah,
it was just mentioned. I thought it was just mentioned.
it was like a video package. But that was it.
Maybe
yeah.
And or maybe it was on the TBS feed.
Yeah, no mention of the women's champions, either of them.
No. Soraya got that Roman Reigns schedule.
Doesn't even
like she
deserve
just
it.
No. Like, clearly Tony Storm was the right person to win it. Yes, Tony had to lose the title to get to this point. But clearly she was the best woman for this job. But next week, Hikaru Shida gets her 1 million title shot. The Charlotte Flair of AEW at this point. Just shows up when she gets title shots. And by the way, this Saturday, don't you bury the lead. This Saturday on Collision, or it could be Rampage. I don't know. I get them mixed up. Hikaru Shida is teaming with somebody to face with Nyla Rose against somebody. And you know what that requires, Manny? You know what that requires.
You can't just spring it up on me.
Yeah, it has to. No, you should see it coming. You know it's coming. And the build, I'm really upset we had no promo or build for this match. Because why, Manny?
You don't ever need, Marcus, you don't ever need it. It's the fight that will go on forever. It is God versus the devil. It is I don't know, cats versus dogs. But Shida versus Nyla Rose. All you need to do, Marcus, I believe they just look at them. They look at each other in the corridor. They just take one glance at each other. And then she goes, Shida, I'm coming to get you.
It's never going to change. Shida. No, epic match on either Friday or Wednesday or Saturday. I don't know Marcus, which one.
I feel like we're doing AEW disservice. I feel like anytime Shida and Nyla Rose are fighting, we have to be in attendance and we need to start a fight forever chant.
Because what? This is, again, like they said, 4 years in. It's been going on through pandemic and not. Through Thunder Rosa era to CM Punk's run. Through all of this. Through the Cody days. We make sure we get Shida Nyla Rose all the time.
I'm pretty sure it happened even during the Serena Deebs and the Shida.
Yeah, I'm sure it happened in between there. I'm sure they tagged up. By the way, I just remembered who Nyla Rose's partner is, Marina Shafir. Which, Tony, you gotta start firing people. Just start firing. I know that's Roddy's wife, but you gotta tell her. You gotta tell her to stay home. You gotta stay home. Don't look at the man so Adam Cole doesn't have to.
Let's move into NXT.
How would you rate Dynamite this week?
Dynamite was solid. Dynamite has not disappointed. Like, you know, normally there's a drop off after their pay-per-views. Like an extreme drop off. Like we're phoning it in this week. Normally is what happens after pay-per-view, but they didn't. They kind of kept the momentum. They didn't let the momentum completely dip. I think it was a decent show this week.
I'm gonna say it's a decent show that had a lot of like production issues where, like, we thinking about this Tuesday, quote unquote, upcoming battle on Tuesday. You can see why people would side with like, oh, WWE's the quote unquote better product because of the production and shit just going wrong. That's the main thing. They got to fix some of this shit. The duct tape, the audio, Marina Shafir being advertised, just whatever flaws they got. They got to try to hide some of this shit.
Yeah. But on the duct tape thing, I do remember a Hell in the Cell with Bayley and Sasha Banks.
Oh yeah.
And then Bayley fucking up with trying to make weapons with duct tape.
Yeah, doing the dual the kendo sticks with the duct tape
Yeah.
and fall through or something,
Yeah.
where she just struggled. But that wasn't the duct tape fault. Well, people need to stop using duct tape. It's clearly unreliable.
Yeah, just don't use duct tape.
Yeah, I just felt like it was the quality of duct tape that they used on Kenny. I think Bailey just didn't have the physics of what she was trying to do together at all.
Let's get into
Stupid
NXT.
idea for Bailey.
It kicks off with Becky Lynch. Says her and Tiffany Stratton are not cleared because they beat the piss out of each other. When she defends the title, she wants to give everything, and her opponent has to do the same. And Tiffany did that. Becky's looking to defend the title at Halloween Havoc Night 1. Valkyria comes out, asks Becky, does she really know what she has done for Irish wrestling and how
Come on, Irish. Come on. She played the race card. Come on. I'm Irish. You're Irish. Let's do the damn thing. Fuck all these other people. Fuck the Americans. Fuck the Canadians. Fuck the Australians. Me and you. Same level. Okay.
And then Becky tells Valkyria she's ready. But then Indy Hartwell and Roxanne come out trying to make their case. Why is Roxanne trying to be a bad bitch? Because she ain't. I wasn't buying.
What do you
mean? She was all like to Becky 2 weeks ago when you needed a partner. You told me to rest. But no, I'm coming back for my title. I was like, shut up, Roxanne.
Roxanne got booed. She got booed. And Indy got cheered. But Indy is the only one with a valid argument of, I had to relinquish my title, not because of injury, but because I was drafted to Raw. We have the same situation, Becky. You are a champion on Raw and NXT. Why are you able to go to both shows, but I got stripped of my title? I'm here to claim
she
my
was
title
also
back.
injured. You broke your damn ankle.
So there's no 30-day clause. It's
there is.
And it can't. No,
there
not,
is.
it
just doesn't apply to Roman. It just doesn't apply to Roman.
It's nonsense. Or Brock.
I think Roman's getting quite close to a wellness policy of 90 days. Becky suggests a triple threat, and the winner faces her at Halloween Havoc. We go to our first match, which is Butch versus Tyler Bate versus Gallus. Butch and Tyler win the match, but Joe Coffey decides to jump them as the rest of the Gallus attack. And then Big Ridge Holland makes the save.
I was wondering where Ridge has been. Like, he the main one, should be down here.
Of all the people
he should be staying here. He should be developing. Everybody else, probably main roster ready or so. You know, they are who they are. The Gallus is who they are. Pete is Pete. Tyler Bate, I don't think this big strong boy is growing anymore. He's about where he's gonna be for the rest of his career. Ridge needs to develop something.
The Gallus boys need to be with Drew McIntyre with his new I'm turning heel character.
Ooh.
Because they're all Scottish. They're all Scottish.
Yeah.
Drew,
you don't have to put all the Scots together, man. You don't have to put all the Scots together, but yeah.
You do. You can put Piper and Nikki Cross there too.
I'm glad we're adding Roddy Piper coming out with his bagpipe.
I'm talking about Piper Nevin, you fool.
Oh, no!
How dare you make me go, Roddy Piper? Let me bring out the ghost of Roddy Piper. For
I thought you were the ghost of Roddy Piper. I'm so sorry, Piper Nevin. I'm thinking, when you said Piper, I'm like, yeah, Roddy Piper is Scottish. He hasn't killed. I know he's... You see how we can be confused right there, though. Hey, if Roddy Piper led that faction of Gallus and Drew McIntyre and Piper Nevin, that might be the greatest faction of all time. Just
it'd also be a farce, much like how Joaquin Wilde is in Legado del Fantasma. Fake Scottish man.
Yeah. Oh. So this was the only men's match on the show.
Was it?
Yeah. I don't think we get another men's match. This was a women's dominated NXT.
Marcus, you forget about the main event.
You calling Dominic a man, Manny? He's not a man. I don't describe it. His pronoun to me is okay. You're right. You're right. You got me.
He may not, but I'm pretty sure he identifies as a man. But we know for sure he ain't.
Yeah, Rhea wears the pants in that house.
He's a little bitch.
Yeah, but I agree. It was only 2 men's matches, and it was this one the main event. You're right.
Dragunov comes out. He fell while he was climbing the ropes, which I love.
But yeah, right away I'm giving Dragunov a strike, Manny. I'm back to giving strikes. I don't know why today.
Because he lost the goatee, right?
He lost the goatee. Not because he fell on the ropes. Not because, I have a problem with his suit or his promo or anything. No. What happened to the goatee? You don't just get that Colonel Sanders goatee to fight a black man and then shave it off once you defeated that black man. Once you went to depth, you didn't know you had to go to.
This is how I know. This is how I know why we are the kings of the ropes. And we didn't even announce that today, but you should know. My second line after he fell getting up on the ropes was, so he accomplished his goal and the goatee goes, ?
Yeah. Bring the goatee back.
Because knowing him.
I want to be back next week.
Knowing him, it probably grew back after his segment.
Yeah, because that shit just popped up out of nowhere the first time, going like, what? He didn't have one last week.
Says Melo pushed him to his limit, but today he's barely able to stand, but he stands in pain as your champion. Long live the Tsar. Out comes Trick Williams. Congratulates him for winning. Thanks Dragunov for pushing him to another level at Heatwave. And now he has gold. The Mad Dragon says he's proud of him because at No Mercy, he whooped that Trick.
Yeah, right away, about Melo, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Well, that's how he came out. He came out upset.
I would have, and I was like, So at this very moment, before they decided to announce the blockbuster deal of what's going on NXT next week, or as I'm calling it, Raw 2.
SmackDown Junior.
Yeah, SmackDown Junior, Raw 2. Before the I was like, oh, Carmelo's going here. Look at the outfit. All leather. Trick and Dragunov shaking hands, getting along buddingly. They're clearly baby faces. Melo looks bitter. He's costing Trick tonight. Nah. He got to call for John Cena. Stop him on the hill.
Melo offered his services after telling him defending the title is a completely distorted story to winning it. Trick goes, nah, I don't need your help. I did this on my own. I got this title on my own. All this shit. And then Dom comes out, starts stirring shit up.
I like that Dragunov pieced out, was like, this has nothing really to do with me. But he was like, this is a conversation between champions, Melo. It's a conversation between champions. Let's see how you come out.
Yeah, and then we move into Indy Hartwell versus Roxanne Perez and Lyra Valkyria. Kiana James prevents Roxanne from winning, allowing Lyra to fall off the top rope onto Indy Hartwell for the win.
Yeah. Oh. No one asked Kiana to come and do this run in. But Becky got her shot in for no reason. And the right person won. But I guess the match is happening. It's first night of Halloween Havoc. But, again, when Tegan Knox come out, like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
God damn it, wait a minute.
I'm sick and tired of people trying to make number one contenders shit when they haven't even won titles yet.
Yeah. This is ridiculous. Like, Tegan had the right argument of, what the fuck? I was supposed to fight on Monday. Becky wasn't clear. Cool. We're postponing it. Why is there another number one contenders match? This is bullshit. I'm going to Sean. I'm not going to be some lightweight that Becky rolls through. Sean's like, you are. She's going to eat
later on in the night.
Just eat you alive. No sexual interconnotations.
I don't think you can go to Sean now that he doesn't have an office with walls. Later on in the night, Kiana James has the audacity to take for Roxanne to face her. She must defeat Asuka.
What the fuck is that? So what a card to play, because I thought it was a mystery. I thought we were gonna get some new NXT talent. When she's like, "Yeah, you got the money. You got the money. Everything's good, huh? Everything's good. All right." What was that, Kiana? Oh yeah, you want to fuck with me? You deal with Asuka. I'm paying. You know my payroll.
So, me and Marcus like to debate who sold out in this moment. Anytime across the show when someone does sell out. But the real question is Asuka a gun for hire, or did she pay off Adam Pearce for Asuka?
Yeah, who was? Because maybe Asuka's late English isn't the best, but she do speak dollar signs, man. So I don't know. I just feel like the show got ridiculous.
Hanging around with that Shinsuke Nakamura again, hasn't she?
Yeah, and then that was the first announcement to the return of NXT, and it just kept building from there.
Yeah,
like,
just kept going.
Asuka next week. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool. Asuka's gonna be on NXT next week, and then I was like, you know, they've been working with talent. Asuka's not really doing much, but it'd be nice to see her in NXT whoop some ass for like 1 week.
Yeah. Bron Breakker tells Mello in the back, says he's the only one that knows how he feels and how everyone moved on over to Ilya, and now it's bothering him. He tells him to use that frustration and rage and take it out on everyone and destroy everyone, including Trick Williams.
Yes.
Mello tells him to leave Trick out of this, but Braun questions where was he when he was losing the title. So Mello's in the parking lot of Doom. Mello says he's not taking Braun's advice. He asked for a match against him next week, and he got some advice. The person didn't tell him what he wanted to hear, but what he needed to hear. That man's name is
Bobby Lashley. Oh
no! Yeah, you think he talked to Bobby Lashley given the promos the last couple of weeks?
Yeah. So the way things have been going, you think it'd be Bobby. You thought it was Bobby. Like, I was like, okay, he's talking to Bobby Lashley, and that man Bobby Lashley, and I thought maybe he was going to SmackDown or something like that, or no. He called the man who John Cena, or John Cena called him. Don't tell him, Mello. It's okay. I lost the title 16 times already. One time I got fired for not retaining.
No, the thing that bothered me when he said that, because what Mello said afterwards was factually incorrect. He's like, he's a 16-time world champion, which means he had to get back up 15 times. He lost that title again.
Yeah.
He's not the world champion at the moment.
No. But this is, I believe, I was gonna say now Mello and Trick both have no titles at this point. It's screwed.
Baron Corbin reminds Dragunov outside of Mello he's the only person that beaten him in the last year, which I don't even remember.
I'm gonna say true. I think it was a few weeks ago. I think it was a few months ago. I think it was when Corbin originally showed up to NXT or something, and he beat him to become number 1 contender against Mello, I believe. I don't know.
Maybe
a long time ago. Corbin looked like it was his day off and didn't want to be bothered today.
Corbin always looks like he doesn't want to look bothered. Remember that time Briggs decided to chat shit, and while he was trying to get a massage, making too much noise, boy.
Trying to get me a massage here. Okay, that's the only reason I came back to NXT. I heard this massage was great. I feel like he just got out of his massage again. The way he came in with the jacket and hat, the lady might see that I was here for the 3rd time this week.
Blair Davenport versus Gigi Dolan. Gigi steals a win after a chair was introduced to the match.
Uh-oh. I may have frozen.
I think you have. I can hear you though.
Oh no.
I can
Manny, are you there?
hear him. I'm here.
I just know it froze and I was blinking and stuff on the screen. I'm sure it's possibly my end. Who knows?
I think it was your end because I was still able to hear you.
Okay, because I was like, no, he's gone.
And
all I heard was G.
And you didn't go like go into like 240p like not most times
Oh,
when things go bad.
yeah. You know it's the bad times when you're at 240p. Just pixelated.
So yeah, so GG steals the win after a chair was introduced to the match, and then yeah, it kind of just ended.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much it. We were building to that basically.
Yeah.
Like, I guess it's the end of this feud or whatever. It's not the end. It's only the beginning. Who knows?
We get the women's breakout tournament. Kalani Jordan versus Izzy Dame or Dame. I can't remember what they said. Match wasn't that bad.
I think it's Dame, right?
I think it's Dame. The match wasn't that bad. It just proves that whatever they're doing with the women talent over there, they just keep finding gold or creating gold.
They're figuring it out. I figured out this is the right style. You know, they got some real athletes in there, and you know what? I was like, oh, it's a solid match.
Yeah.
It was no doubt in my mind. The similar way I knew that Nick Jackson was not going to win the Atlantic title, I knew that Kalani Jordan was not losing to Izzy Dame.
Then we get Thea Hell and JC Jane versus Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez. Thea Hell makes Elektra Lopez tap with the Kimura.
Yeah. Nothing came from this match.
Nothing came from this match except the fact that someone's job may be on the line because Elektra Lopez was in the ring.
That was because B-Fat was in the ring, man. Not Elektra Lopez's fault.
Marcus, I don't have Bird Lady's friend in the company anymore. She may have asked for her own release, but I don't have Bird Lady's friend in the company anymore. And the last time I saw Elektra Lopez in the ring, she was against Bird Lady and friend.
Damn it. Elektra Lopez is dangerous out there. You don't want to get in the ring with her. The next person, she will be fired. It's like being in a Legends Night segment with Randy Orton. You're going to somehow eventually end up in AEW.
Cody Rhodes will be on NXT next week with a major announcement. It's a Dusty Classic.
Classic. It's a Dusty Classic, people. I don't even know why they wouldn't even just say it. Like, it's a Dusty Classic. Like, oh, he has an announcement. Or the main reason he's on the show. Shit, we want to throw everybody on the show. How do we get Cody on here? Dusty Classic back,
guys. Dominic versus Trick Williams for the NXT North American title. Judgment Day get involved as usual, and Dominic regains the North American title. This is basically what happened.
Disgusted. I would in full kayfabe, I would like fines. I would like firings. I would go up to corruption of the WWE officiating. Way too much happened. It was a 6-on-1 match, essentially. And I'm talking about the official. I'm adding him in there. JD,
I'm at this point.
Finn, who wouldn't even show up to Monday.
Rhea needs to be put in her place now. Her title reign sucks. She needs to be put in her place. Nia Jax for WWE Women's Champion.
Anybody but you, Rhea. That's like, you know what? I understand that this man is a menace and a problem to the community. Nia Jax. That's what insert Nia Jax here. But I can't vote for Joe Biden. Whatever, I gotta go with Trump. That's basically what you're saying right now. I did enjoy the spot of the DDT onto the belt, but all the shenanigans that went between it looked very smooth. And then Trick kicked out, but eventually he did die. Just a lot going on here. The entire Monday Night Raw roster screwed Trick Williams out the title. And I did like the story to why Mello didn't help him this week is that he was happy about John Cena. I gotta go.
Trick said no.
And then Trick said no.
Trick said no, so he called John Cena and then he went home. But you know who was pissed?
Who?
Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was pissed.
Yes.
He is going to be in Braun Breaker's corner because John Cena keeps getting involved in bloodline business, and the tribal chief has bestowed upon him to provide wisdom to Braun Breaker.
Yeah, so I misheard this and thought the tribal chief was coming out of retirement to show up on NXT. But then Lately corrected, like, oh, Paul Heyman's gonna be his corner. I think this is a good way to get Braun Breaker off NXT. Just put him as not a member of the bloodline, but be affiliated with Paul Heyman.
You can't be affiliated
no,
with
that's
Paul
not a
Heyman without
lie.
being part of the bloodline.
Yeah. He put the line in bloodline with the standard line.
What if they finagle away that Braun Breaker can no longer use a spear because he's walking around saying he's got the best spear in the game? Braun Breaker can get lawyered up.
Yeah, I would love for this to go to just pure legal issues. But Roman, I'm not fighting anybody from NXT. Okay, for the right to fight a spear, I'm just suing his ass. Okay, what's all this money for, Paul? If I can't sue a person when I feel like it. There he had the best spear. I don't even measure the best spear in the game. Subjective. Like,
so what did you
makes
think?
The best chili.
So what did you think of NXT?
That was a solid show that I felt had a lot of like had a bunch of women segments, but throughout the night of the announcements of who's going to appear next week was making the show probably more exciting than it actually is. Going like, oh, who's next then? Who's next? If John Cena's available to show up, no one else can say I can't make that show. I thought, the proper way to do this, and I respect to AEW for putting this pressure on WWE for whatever reason. Respect. But I thought the proper response would have been special Return to Full Sail edition of NXT. Black and Gold back for one night. Black and Gold back for one night, Manny.
And
they just throw all the main roster people onto the show to say, yeah, you're going to get Shinsuke and Seth Rollins rematch with Fastlane. Just throw it out the way. Fuck it.
I got to ask you this question. It's kind of popped into my head. You've got John Cena, you got Asuka, you got Cody. Are you a little bit upset, Marcus? What storyline have you been trying to push for it feels like 6 weeks? The Rock and Ava Raine.
Yes. All right, so if I'm pitching it, you know what, Manny? This is called alternate NXT storyline. The Rock in NXT. I am debuting the returning Rock on NXT next week. And he's coming. He's not coming along. He's coming with Ava as she has her head down, Sandra, and he walks up to Joe Gacy and said, "You broke my daughter's heart. You kicked her out of the building. How dare you? Who are you? You're nobody. You're Joe Gacy." And it's Joe Gacy, and you will team with my daughter to the foreseeable future. Okay, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Rock, goddammit. Don't let it get confused. But that's how I'm doing that storyline. The Rock marches his daughter back in there. By the way, I don't know if I said this already. I believe she's joining the bloodline, Eddie.
She's no good.
Exactly. I imagine The Rock was like, oh, yeah, this is nice. All my family's here. I would do the storyline with the bloodline. But you need to put my knees in that faction. You need to put my knees in that faction.
I would prefer. I would prefer Zoe Stark being claimed she was Samoan and part of that bloodline and being put in the bloodline over Ava Raine.
That's important too. It's ridiculous. That's ridiculous enough to work. But someone has to deal with Michia, who slapped Jimmy last week, Manny.
Tamina.
Got time for that. Tamina's in her 60s, Manny. You can't keep throwing her out there to deal with people.
But who's Mina?
Grandma! The Dana Beat's on the phone again. All who needs settling.
Yeah, because who's meaner than Tamina, Marcus?
Yeah, but she's just a mean grandma now. That's all she is. Can't keep digging up Tamina. Bring some young blood in there where She don't have to do anything in the bloodline. All she has to do is strip up Michin and scare her off. Don't have to wrestle. Ever.
I don't think Jimmy's should be allowed to be in the bloodline since getting bitch slapped like that.
He was knocked out of cold, knocked out unconscious. Oh my god. Oh my god. So we know what's been going on with Keith Lee. He has been whooping that ass for weeks.
So we don't know if there's a Saturday show of the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. If there is, you'll be surprised because it'll turn up in your subscription box. But so set that notification bell.
Yeah, we will be living life in the fast lane with that watch along now. So that's the guarantee. We don't know if there's a Saturday show at all, but tune in. I don't know what it's going to actually. I don't even know all the matches on this fast lane card, other than Shinsuke and Rollins. I think that's the only match I honestly. And I guess John Cena and LA Knight.
We care about.
Yeah, and then John Cena, LA Knight versus the Bloodline. I think those are the only two matches I know on this card.
Yeah, I think that's all I know. So that is happening. But if there is, we'll let you, just keep an eye on the channel.
Yeah, it can happen. It can happen. But then again, it might not. I can't wait for Tuesday next week.
For Raw?
Huh? No, Tuesday night.
Oh.
The war. That's. I believe both teams have more surprises coming out. I think Tony's going to be like, all right. I think both contacts will be on contact with Phil.
Well, you got Bryan Danielson versus Swerve with zero build.
Yeah, I will watch that. I think I'm going NXT so far. I know what I'm getting. John Cena ain't doing shit. Cody is going to announce the Dusty Classic. I'm curious to see Asuka beat the shit out of Gigi Dolan. Not Gigi Dolan. Who's she fighting? Fuck.
Roxanne.
Is it Roxanne Perez? It is Roxanne Perez. She's going to kill Roxanne Perez. Look forward to seeing that.
Old ladies beat up Roxanne Perez.
And all the other shenanigans they're gonna try to fit the Triple H Red NXT episode next week or Vince McMahon Red episode. We are not losing, but big matches lined up. Swerve and Bryan Danielson, to me, two of my guys going at it. Swerve has no chance of winning, but I do have a complaint about that match happening. TNT Championship. It seemed like they were in main event matches on Wrestle Dream, and they get demoted to a mid-card, the third mid-card title of the show.
I mean, it's Christian Cage, though.
He did elevate it from where it was at. Because I gave the international title second billing, but I guess that's now third billing.
The international title took a dip when it went on to Phoenix.
Yeah, it did take a hit in like the rankings. I think Ray Phoenix lowered the value, but when Orange Cassidy had it, he had raised it up, and then Mox had quote unquote won it, and then lost it a week later. It kind of elevated it again to be. I thought that was the number 2 title in the company after the world title, but I guess now it's back to being third.
Oh, question. When did the Young Bucks and Adam Page become the six-man champions for Ring of Honor?
Wait. Damn it, you're bringing it up. I heard Ring of Honor.
When did the Young Bucks and Adam Page become the 6-man champions for Ring of Honor?
One of these pay-per-views. What was the pay-per-view? Was it in Wembley? No,
that didn't happen at Wembley.
Was it either before Wembley or after Wembley?
Let's wrap this show up. I've been Lord Manny Hayes,
and
he's been
Hold on. I got effects too. I got effects too. Watch this. Yeah.
But can you go, whoa?
No, I didn't realize I was dealing with an all-powerful genie. God damn it.
The most powerful Filipino ever.
No, Manny, you still failed. Your power still failure to Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, but he been cancelled. He don't like gay people. He don't like homosexuals. So he don't count as a human being anymore. I am the most powerful Filipino around.
Well, the Filipino champ is here. Not only has he captured all the belts in South America for being on the ropes, he has now captured his native country of the Philippines title. King of the Philippines.
So make sure you tune in this Saturday, whether we do a Sharpshooters Wrestling podcast or not. But we're definitely here for the Fastlane watch along. So peace.
Yeah. He's stolen my balloons. He has my balloons.
I can't even peace out now because they'll set off the balloons. Bye, guys.
Close up.